in NWSL. The Women's Cup is coming up very, very quickly. It's going to be kicking off on August the 14th. It's going to be hosted by Racing Louisville once more. This is the second edition of the Women's Cup. The inaugural version of this was last year. It was a 4-team tournament that featured Racing as the hosts, Chicago Red Stars, and it had Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain, but it expanded this year. So there's a couple of different things around the Women's Cup this year. It's going from 4 teams to 6 teams. There is the inclusion of a quarterfinal round and then a semifinal round and a championship match. And it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be more teams featured. We've got Racing hosting this year. It's going to be OL Reign as the other NWSL side in this one. But we've got Tottenham. We've got Club America. We've got Tokyo Verdy Belleza. We've got AC Milan. There's a lot here, Lisa. There's a lot here.
There is so much happening. I am so excited for the Women's Cup. It's the second time they're doing it. We saw Racing Louisville host it last year when they were an expansion club in the NWSL, but they had a great facility to show off with all of the bells and whistles that they have in Louisville at Lynn Family Stadium. So this is huge that it's coming back. We're very excited about this. It starts in just over a week, which is crazy to think about. They've expanded it. It's a great opportunity for these clubs to play against different competition. I mean, you look at teams coming from Tokyo, England, Mexico, Italy, and then the 2 clubs from the NWSL in the States. It's such a great way to kind of experience different playing styles. And for teams like Tottenham that are about to start, AC Milan that are about to start their seasons in Europe, it's a great preseason tournament to get them prepared, especially going up against 2 clubs like Racing Louisville and OL Reign that are in the smack dab middle of their season. It gives them a different perspective about the physicality, the pace, the fitness that they're probably not there yet, right? And on both sides, it gives an advantage. So I am loving this. I'm very excited for the Women's Cup to happen again. It will be on Paramount Plus. We will be talking about it. We've also got some... Can I say this? Yeah, we've got some interviews lined up to talk to different kinds of players. Of course, I can say this. We've already locked them down. I just sometimes I get nervous about like announcing things that
the content is planned.
It's already planned. It's already planned. So we've got great interviews coming for you guys to talk, to hear from the players directly that are playing in this Women's Cup. A couple surprises in there for you. I'm excited about the Women's Cup.
I was going to say, technically, Lisa, we actually kind of cranked out the content already. We had that really good interview with Savannah DeMello.
Yeah.
That is like, people could check that out. We touched on it just a little bit, the Women's Cup. So we've got some more in the pipeline, and we're excited about it. This is like, these are opportunities, really, quite frankly, for folks out there to maybe take a look at some other teams. Like, there's naturally, if you're an NWSL fan and you subscribe to Paramount Plus, you watch a lot of NWSL matches. Probably have seen Racing Louisville, probably have seen OL Reign already throughout this regular season. But maybe you don't often get a chance to watch different leagues, or specifically a league like Liga MX Femenil, where Club America plays in, or FA Women's Super League, where Tottenham plays in, or the Serie A teams, so like AC Milan. So there's a lot here, and I'm very I was really excited when they made this initial announcement of the Women's Cup. I'm like, okay, cool. It's coming back. But the fact that they were like, we're expanding it and we're not going from just 4 teams, we're going to 6 teams, I thought was also a really cool added component, because there's sort of been like these sort of mini tournaments that have taken place within certain windows of the international calendar, from league to league. And a lot of times it's like a short weekend window, and there's maybe not a lot of time for matches to be played. And so there will be maybe like kind of like a semifinal round and then a championship round, which was the case for the Women's Cup last year. But I love that there's this addition of the quarterfinal round, and it's going to be all of the other teams who are invited, and the four-way teams are going to be playing in that quarterfinal round, and the winners of those quarterfinals will be playing the NWSL teams. So fans who are going to Louisville or are in Louisville who will watch these games, they have the opportunity to watch all of these teams play.
So cool. Yeah.
It's like, if you're just missing, there's not an opportunity.
One venue.
It's like you're not going to be missing out on one team if you end up sort of keeping an eye on another. So let's run down the schedule for folks in case they don't want to miss anything. The quarterfinal matches will be kicking off on August the 14th. It will feature AC Milan going up against Tokyo Verde Belleza, and then you've got Tottenham Hotspur against Club America. I'm amped for that one. Would love to see WSL side take on a Liga MX Femenil side, and turns out that's going to happen, and it's going to happen here in the United States. I still kind of can't wrap my mind around that, but I'm very excited for the quarterfinal rounds, and then the semifinal rounds will be taking place on August 17th. So Racing Louisville will face the winner of AC Milan and Tokyo Verde Belleza, and OL Reign will face the winner of Tottenham Hotspur and Club America. And then those 4 teams will compete for a spot in the final, which will take place on August 20th. So make sure you lock those in. If you need a reminder for the scheduling, don't worry, I got you covered. You can find information on the Women's Cup at cbssports.com. Look at it. Scheduling is there. Got a couple little anecdotes on the teams as well. So very excited for this.
This is huge. Yeah, very, very excited about it. Just a clarification for everyone. There is the Women's Cup, and then there's also the WICC, which is the International Champions Cup. So they are happening at the same time.
Mhm.
The WICC is from the 17th to the 20th. That's being hosted in Portland, Oregon by the Portland Thorns, and that includes Chelsea, Olympic Lyonnais, so Lyon. They also have CF Monterrey, and it's those 4 teams. And then the Women's Cup is the other one that we were just talking about that has Racing Louisville, OL Reign, Club America, Tokyo Verde, AC Milan, and Tottenham Hotspur. They're happening at the same weekend. Women's Cup in Racing Louisville, WICC in Portland, Oregon, hosted by the Thorns. So lots of soccer, lots of international games to watch, but very excited about all of this happening, and great opportunity for these clubs and these players to take on some different competition for sure.
Yeah, I like that too. Again, I like that it's the continuity of this. Wasn't sure if we were gonna, see this event roll out once more, but they announced it, they expanded it, and it's just another opportunity for folks in the United States to get exposed to some more women's soccer, quite frankly. And it is happening during a specific, like I said, a lot of times these kind of tournaments happen within very specific windows, and this is one of those windows where there's going to be massive amounts of it, for sure. So again, take a look at it. August 14th through the 20th, all 6 clubs participating. We'll see who ends up lifting the cup in this one. Racing Louisville won it all last year. Quite the dramatic finish, going down to some penalty kicks, and then going ahead and lifting the cup. So we'll see. They're actually entering this one not just as host, but technically as title defenders. So we'll see if somebody else lifts this one here. And Racing Louisville, unlike last year, can just focus on a title defense, Lisa, because that was another difference between these 2 tournaments, was that last year the NWSL fixture that took place between Chicago Red Stars and Racing Louisville during last year's tournament also counted as a result in the regular season standings, and that is not the case for this year's tournament. So a little bit different. It's a little bit just more focused on winning this title, on winning this cup. So I'm excited to sort of see the competitive aspect of it, and if that comes into play, and how the teams are focused on this one instead. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. We will have more on this. But like we said, we got content in the pipeline for you all.